Last time you saw me, I was on the motorcycle. Popped on into a CarMax. And I started asking questions because, cars were top of mind. You never know what I might end up with. So we talked about a few things, and I lost the whole ride home on the GoPro. I think the battery died, and I just didn't know it. So charge your batteries before you go motovlogging. Anyway, I found a car. Thought it was pretty cool. They sent it over. I put a small dollar reserve on it and went to go look at it. And what I found was, they said, and I quote, very, very, two varies, very, very minimal scratching on one part of the quarter panel up front. Buff right out. I said, all right, cool, let's have a look. I opened up the hood and immediately noticed on the body panel that a VIN number should belong on. The VIN number was gone. And I said aloud, Eureka, this car's been in an accident. Oh, clutching of the pearls. Oh, I just know. Oh, can't be. I'll have to look right into that. And as my hand was on the hood, I looked up and saw that the hood is two different colors. Whole fucking hood's from a different car. So I was like, I kind of laughed, like, this has been in a significant accident, and you guys are full of shit. And then I asked them, hey, just for fun, since right over there is a lift for your little repair center that you've got going on, or maybe it's a detail bay, I don't know. Can we throw this on the lift? And if it's a safety hazard for me to be under the lift because I'm not an employee, can I just stand right here and take a look down the frame angle and see if there's a bent or cracked frame that's at least visible from a few feet away? No, God, no, absolutely. But what you can do, Bayo, is you can buy this car, and then you got that 30-day return policy or whatever, bro. Just buy it. Just give me money. Just give me money. Just take it. And then if there's a problem, we'll totally help you. It's like, fuck that, dude. I started laughing. I was like, really? So anyway, I was kind of bitching about that, and you missed all of the vitriol on the way home. Anyway, as luck would have it, the juices kept flowing, and I kind of got a little focused on one thing, and that little voice inside your head that says,
you should buy it right now, spend all your money, just go do it.
And then you're like, nah, I don't think I want to. I don't think that's a good idea. It's probably not.
Just do it. Come on, man. You want a new car. Go pull your deposit at Chevrolet and buy this one.
So, as always, I listened to the wrong voice in my head. No, the truth is, you knew I was going to pull the Chevy deposit out. Those guys had no idea when my car was ever going to get built, if at all. They had no idea how to fill me in on any details. And I was like, well, hey, I'm the one of us that does know. I know exactly what. And that what is, I'm pulling my deposit, and I'm going to fuck off, and you'll never have to see me again. And so I pulled my deposit and off I fucked. And yeah, I found a car. I found one. It's kind of not what I expected. I'm not sure it'll be what you expect either, but I just got a notification on my phone that says my check-in is ready for my Delta flight, which means I'm going to the airport to fly, unfortunately, back to Seattle is where I found it, of all places, right where I came from. So I have to go up there and all the coldness and wetness and grayness, and save that car from the Pacific Northwest and bring it back home down here. And we're going to work on it together. But as I'm just getting off work, that also means I have a fuck ton of stuff to do. I got to pack my shit because the Uber is going to pick me up at 4 a.m. and take me to the airport. And then I'm going to fly to go see the car that I just bought.
Nice. Pull right out in front of us. Well, I've made it off the airplane. My buddy Curtis and I are going to go see my car for the very first time over my buddy Paul's house, and I couldn't be more excited. I get to rescue this car from the rust and the humidity and the cold weather and the socialism and all the other horse shit that up here provides. So can't wait to get out of town, even though it is super kick-ass to hang out with the homies, even if we're balling in a fucking way too fast Mini Cooper to get there. Sheesh. I'm impressed with this little car, I can't lie. Like, this has got a lot of bang and pop. What year is this? 21?
2022.
2022. And it's fucking sharp, man. It's got all the gizmos and whiz bangs and fucking sport mode and all kinds of shit.
But now for the main event.
Yeah, main event time. I get to actually see and drive the car I bought for the first time.
Bought.
Right, and then we get to drive it. My test drive for this will be 900 miles home. Hi.
There it is.
It looks pretty. It's vinyl wrapped in Nardo gray, and I'm probably gonna need to get rid of that vinyl wrap. But let's go take a look at the new whip. A whip.
Whip.
I had to roll this up. Oh, nice. All right. First impressions are it's good looking. Let's see. Did I figure out how to get an old Camaro? I did not. This is my new, to me, 2017 Nismo Tech. I'm going to lose that Nismo badge. From the world's worst fucking dealership. I'm not going to name names. So hopefully you guys can't read, because that's on you, not me. Wow. We have the world's cheapest wheels and some mid-range tires on it. I'm glad I bought rotors. Doesn't appear to be lowered. I think it's on factory suspension. We got some chips in this John. Safety, okay. I'm fucking pretty pumped. It's got some goobers all over it. Whoever did the wrap job didn't put the badge back on there properly, but looks like he staggered up the wheels, so that's kept it kind of factory on that front. I don't like this carbon fiber bullshit. That's gonna get popped off. So that's probably gonna get popped off. It's all delaminating a little bit. Hasn't been sprayed though. It should be that factory pearl white under there, which I'm pretty jazzed about. It looks like there's no condensation in the lens. I'm hyped. This is it, guys. This is our new project. Are you ready to do some Nismo things? We went back to where it started and we got another 370Z because I did not want to pay Lotus prices for a new Z. And Chevy was like, we don't even fucking know if you were ever going to get your car built. So this is what I came to Washington to rescue. And we're going to get into the build and the philosophy of what we're going to do with this once we get it back to Nevada. Okay. Another quick update. Under here, this is what really fucking pisses me off. He's got, you guys aren't going to see any of this. God damn it. He has where the OBD2 port is supposed to be. That little plate's gone and they've stuck a low jack up underneath there. That's going to get cut out when I get the immobilizer replaced because they won't give me access to the tracking device in here unless I buy a subscription or something from LoJack. So I said, well, if it didn't come on the car, fuck it, take it off. And they're like, we can't take it off. I'm like, I can. So I'll be taking that off. Toot sweet. Other than that, that's it. So suspicions confirmed on that one. So more to come.
You've turned the audible on for me?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how I shoot too.
Okay.
So that's our first, we're vlogging, we're live.
We're live.
We're on the way.
We're on the way. We've got about 18 hours and change heading down to Henderson.
That's right. So Where there's like a Shell station before we get on the freeway, right?
Yep, a corner pocket.
Now,
Do you prefer Chevron or Shell?
it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Either one of those two are my preferred fuels.
Chevron's on the way.
Okay. Taking a left?
Yeah, take a left.
So this is my first kind of test drive. Like, obviously I took the car out when we went to take it to Les Schwab to have the look at the brake and the tires and the alignment, but my test drive, so to speak, for this car that I just bought is like what, a touch over 1,000 miles. We decided last night, I think, when Curtis looked it up, to get home from here in Seattle, and I get to do it with my homie Paul.
Yeah,
it's fucking awesome. I'm so excited. This is gonna be fun, man.
Super stoked. Quite the views coming up through Snoqualmie Pass. Love this area. We're both ecstatic. There's nothing on the ground. All the snow's on the hill.
I know.
It needs to stay there until we get over the hill. Then it can snow all at once. We don't give a shit. So I'm surprised riding as a passenger. I thought it was going to be a stiffer ride for it being such a race car.
Yeah, right.
It's super tuned for handling corners and all that, but it's actually pretty comfortable. Hitting the bumps and stuff, not bad at all. It's granted, we've still got 16 hours to go.
Just a smooth 16 hours, eh?
Just a little bit. No big deal.
The excitement is now tempered down a little bit as we're 70 miles away from home. The worst possible place that we could fucking start having problems. The top of Snoqualmie Pass. And we're having problems already. What's happening, Paul? We're overheating, maybe?
I think we're overheating.
Some surging going on. I went into limp mode definitely on the pass trying to climb up, and the temperatures are high. Now the oil levels look good-ish. If anything, it's a touch low. So we're gonna top it off with some Chevron Supreme 5W30. I'm gonna try a half quart first and see. I'm pretty sure it's looked good on the stick, so I don't think it's because we don't have oil. I think it's something else. But it is definitely related to oil temperature.
Which is one of those cruxes of this engine that you had talked about before, and why that's on our list when we get down.
Yep. But there's no way this thing is overheating with the ambient temperature that
like
is
28 degrees or
28
something.
28 degrees outside right now. Like, it takes a lot more than that. The oil level didn't move on the stick, so maybe we were low. We're gonna try this whole quart and see. If we're a whole quart low and it tested good yesterday, that's not awesome either. So,
Well, it wasn't at the top of the stick yesterday.
Agree, but what I'll end up doing in a minute, once I get the level where it looks all right, is I'll roll the car back or pull it forward and see if
it changes at all?
Well, if there's any leaks or anything on the ground. Because that means we'd have an oil leak, and that would be brutal. Something we probably would have spotted already this morning, though, eh?
Right.
That looks like we're about right, eh?
Right on the dot. That's looking good.
So it took a whole quart of oil, and now it looks like it's on the high side of where it's supposed to be. Regardless, I think these are only, what, 5 quart?
5 quart engines
Yeah.
for the V6. It sounds about right.
Maybe less, but I'll give it a minute to cool off and try it out and see where we're at.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Yay.
Adventuring. 70 miles in. This is going to be a long fucking drive if that's what we're contending with. Because I don't want to damage anything, so
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
And no, the overheating is yikes.
Cool.
Till next time, folks.
All right. Yeah. All right. So we're still at the summit at Snoqualmie Pass, the worst possible place to break down. We're not broken down. The car runs fine. I moved it from where we've topped it off with a full quart of oil, and it's still in the middle of the 2 dots. It's now on the high side of the middle of the 2 dots, but it's still there. It fired right up. There's no problem. It climbed up to just underneath 180 degrees at operating temperature, and it just sat there, idling for a couple of seconds. And so I'm just going to shut it off and continue to let it cool. Paul is in using the restroom for a minute, so that gives us a chance to talk about the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is that I keep climbing temperatures and then falling into limp mode and then staying in limp mode for this drive, because it's only going to get warmer off this pass. Example, I mean, we're in 20 degrees right now. Beautiful surroundings. We're at the summit of Snoqualmie Pass. There's Alpenthal. You guys probably have seen this on the channel before. I flew my drone around up there and stuff. Took some pictures. Handling wise, shifting wise, everything strong, everything pulls, every gear pulls. It's great. I just noticed I dropped out of cruise control on the way up the hill, and I was like, well, that's not unusual. If there's something changes to slow the car down, or I hit a rut or something like that. I've knocked myself out of cruise control a bunch of times before. Went back into cruise control, another mile maybe, it did the same thing. So I downshifted and lost power, and it just started to like drop down to like 3,000 RPM, and it wouldn't go above that. So I'd hit it and it would rev, and then the car would kind of lurch forward under power, and then it would like fall back down into what appeared to be limp mode. So yeah, I'm a little nervous about that. I know these have oil cooling issues, but there's no shot at 28 degrees. I wasn't reefing on this thing. I mean, we were parked in cruise control at 80 miles an hour, and I wasn't tracking the car, right? Like if you track the car, you can get 1 lap out of it, 2 laps out of it, maybe, and it goes into limp mode. So I know that's the express reason I have an oil cooler in my garage at home waiting for this. But if cruise control at 28 degrees caused that, and it had nothing to do with maybe being a quart low or a half quart low, maybe, because it still looks like it's reading fine, that means we're in for a real treat. That means something's not pumping the oil enough to get it to cool. So we got to do some sleuthing. I really hope that's a one-off and we blow the dust out, but oil is, the most important system in your car. It's not something I'm going to take lightly. And I'm also not in desperation mode. Like, I recognize it's going to be extremely expensive to have my car towed, home from here. That's 1,000 miles. I don't even know how the fuck I'm going to do that. But what I do know is I basically have 3 days to figure out how to get home from here with this car. So yeah, fun times. Hopefully we just need an oil cooler, and that was that, because I don't know what else it could be, not pumping the oil around enough where it starts climbing temps like that. But we caught it early. There's no damage, no noises, no clunking, no nothing. Just got hot, felt like it fell into limp mode, or it was surging. The way it drove is it felt like my fuel pump was like gulping intermittent bits of water or something like that. We did just fill it up with presumably good gas at Shell. I don't think we got bad gas, so let's keep on keeping on, and we'll figure this out. Yeah. Listen to this. The LoJack mobile app helps connect you to your car so that you can receive notifications about your vehicle's location, battery life, service updates, and more, i.e. anything your OBD2 port could feed into an onboard diagnostics module that's, displaying in the tech package of your Nismo Z, for example, because we can see how long our last service was and reset and all that. Better yet, all bold, geofence and driving behavior notifications if your vehicle is being driven outside of the speed and location boundaries that you set, which means a couple of things. We unplug it, we look for codes, no more codes. By the way, the VDC light went off, and so did the ABS light. Yep. So there's some sort of weird malfunctioning going on. This means that when they said, oh, we installed LoJack, we can't uninstall it, but you get all access to it once you buy your own LoJack package for $600 or whatever. instead of just taking it out of the car, that means someone's actively using the control module if they're setting parameters on an application, or it was set from the dealership and just forgotten about.